Greetings everyone and welcome to another episode. Today we have one of the important lessons in French, personal pronouns, les pronoms personnels. This lesson seems complicated, but today after this episode you will find it very easy. I will give you many tricks that will help you to solve your exercises with great mastery, especially if you memorize all the tables and mind maps that I have prepared for you. So stay with me and let's get started. In the first part of this episode, we will see the 5 types of les pronoms personnels, les 5 types de pronoms personnels. We will see also l'emplacement des pronoms personnels, l'ordre des pronoms personnels, des étapes pour résoudre les problèmes and les exercices. That means some steps to solve your exercises. And finally, we will put our knowledge in some examples. So let's get started with the type of personal pronouns, les types de pronoms personnels. You should know first that the different kinds of pronouns are named according to their grammatical function. So, subject pronouns replace a person or thing. We have je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, and elle. Don't forget that French has 2 forms for you, tu and vous. It also has 2 different forms for they, il and elle. Let's see some examples. The first example is le père lit le journal. The father read the newspaper. The father here is masculine noun, so le père we can replace it by il. Il with S is used for groups of men and mixed gender groups. Elle with S is used for groups of women. The new sentence is il lit le journal. Second example is les enfants regardent la TV, means children watch TV. Here, les enfants is the subject. It's a plural masculine noun, that's why we can change it to il with S. Il regarde la TV. The last example is moi et ma sœur préparons le dîner. Moi et ma sœur means me and my sister. We can replace it in English with we, and we in French is nous. So the sentence will be nous préparons le dîner. I think les pronoms personnels sujets are very easy. Now let's have a look to the second type of personal pronouns, les pronoms toniques. Le pronom tonique is also known as disjunctive pronouns. As you see in the table, there are moi, toi, lui, elle for singular form, and nous, vous, eux, and elle for plural form. Le pronom tonique is used after the preposition à, de, par, chez, avec, etc. It's used after c'est. It's used after que when we compare. Let's see some examples. The first example is je vais chez le médecin. As you see, after the preposition chez, we have le médecin. Le médecin, it's a singular masculine noun, so we can change it to lui. The sentence will be je vais chez lui. The second example is qui est là. Qui est là means who is here. If the answer you want to tell, for example, it's me or it's he or it's she, so in French we should use pronom tonique. For example, it's me, c'est moi. Moi means me. Moi is a pronoun tonic. We can't here use any other pronoun except Pronotonic because we have the expression c'est. The last example is tu as plus de travail que lui. It means you have more work than him. Le pronom tonique is also used in the comparison after que. Tu as plus de travail que lui. So let's recap. Les pronoms toniques sont moi, toi, lui, elle, nous, vous, eux, and elle. We use it to replace a person after the preposition à, de, par, chez, avec. We use it also after the expression c'est, or we use it to compare. Okay, now let's move to the third part of pronom personnel. We call it les pronoms compléments d'objet direct. Let's see these pronouns together first. We have me, te, le, la, nous, vous, les, and les. Let's take an example to understand. Here we have vous regardez la télévision. If we look at this sentence and we want to define all the elements, we'll find that vous is a subject, regarder is a verb, and la télévision, that's what we will call complément objet direct, because it's complete the sentence, and it's direct because we don't have any preposition here after the verb. And because la télévision it's singular feminine noun, if we want to replace it, we should put la or L apostrophe if the verb starts with vowel. Don't forget we put the pronoun before the verb. So the sentence will be vous la regardez. Don't forget that we can't use this type of pronouns with the verbs telling taste or preference. Like here this example, j'aime la soupe will be j'aime ça. We can't change la soupe with la. Why? Because the verb here is the verb aimer. It means to like, so always with this sort of verbs, we can't use les pronoms personnels d'objet direct. We change it to ça. Now let's move to the fourth type of pronouns, les pronoms compléments d'objet direct. This part is very easy, but let's see these pronouns first. These pronouns are me, te, lui for masculin and lui for féminin, nous, vous, leur for masculin and leur for féminin plural. The indirect object pronouns replace the noun of a person and verbs followed by the preposition à. Example here, tu téléphones à ton ami. Ton ami is the object and before it we have the preposition à. Ton ami means your friend, so it's he. That's why we use lui, because ton ami, it's a singular now. Look to the table, you will find lui in singular third person. And finally now we will see the last two pronouns, on and y. Y we call it also I. These two pronouns we call them les pronoms verbaux. Let's start with the first one, y. The pronoun y replaces the name of the place which shows the destination or the situation. When the noun is introduced by the verb following by preposition à and another preposition. Let's see some examples. Je vais en France. In this sentence, en France, it's an indirect object because we have the preposition en, and it's a place. That's why we should put y. Y, we put it before the verb. So the sentence will be je y vais. And because the y is a vowel, so avoid the e for je and put apostrophe, and the sentence will be j'y vais. Let's see the second example. Je mets les fleurs dans la vase. That means I put the flowers in the vase. La vase here shows the situations, and before it we have dans. It's a preposition. That's why we should put the pronoun y. So the sentence will be j'ai mis les fleurs. Okay, now let's move to the last pronoun we have today is the pronoun on. We use it to replace the noun followed by the quantity, indefinite articles, or the numbers. We use it also for replacing a noun for things and places introduced by the verbs following the preposition de. In this example, we have il mange de la soupe. As you see, la soupe is direct object, but before it we have the article partitif de la. That's why we change la soupe to en, and we put the en before the verb. Another example, tu viens d'Inde. You come from India. And here it's a place, and before it we have the preposition de. That's why we change and to en, and don't forget to put it before the verb. So the sentence will be tu en viens. Tu en viens. Tu en viens. The last example is il parle de ses amis. Here, ses amis, before it we have de, it's a preposition, so we change it to en, and the sentence will be il en parle. Okay, we finish all the pronouns, but now I want you to concentrate in this table because this table summarizes all pronouns. As you see here, les pronoms sujet, je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, and elle. Les pronoms toniques moi, toi, lui, elle, nous, vous, eux, and elle. Les pronoms d'objet direct me, te, le, la, nous, vous, les. Les pronoms d'objet indirect me, te, lui, nous, vous, leur. And les pronoms verbaux on and y. So I will give you time to memorize it, and in the next episode I will show you 2 mind maps will allow you to do your homeworks easily. Until that time, have a great day and au revoir.